While it may not necessarily sound like a bad thing to everyone, exercise addiction can lead to real problems. So you may be wondering, what is exercise addiction? In this video I explain. Now let me say, I don't necessarily agree with everything that I say from the research that I've done. Make your own minds up. Do your own research. So, exercise addiction is an unhealthy obsession with physical fitness and exercise. It's often a result of body image disorders and eating disorders. Exercise addicts display traits like those of other addicts, which include obsessing over their behavior, engaging in the behavior even though it's causing physical harm, engaging in the behavior despite wanting to stop, engaging in the behavior in secret. Wait. Are you telling me that people go to the gym in disguise because they don't want to be recognised, or they go to the park at 3 a.m. so that nobody can see them because of their addiction? Really? Exercises causes the release of certain chemicals in the nervous system, which we'll explain a little bit later. These chemicals create a sense of pleasure or reward. Exercise addiction may be, in part, a dependence on the pleasure response. Extreme weight loss and health conditions related to weight loss could result from exercise addiction. But what causes exercise addiction? So we mentioned those chemicals. Exercise releases endorphins and dopamine. These are the same neurotransmitters released during drug use. And exercise addicts feels reward and joy, yay, when exercising. Who doesn't? When they stop exercising, the neurotransmitters go away. An addict must exercise more to trigger the chemical release. Exercise usually starts with a desire for physical fitness. An eating disorder such as anorexia nervosa or bulimia may lead to unhealthy obsession with exercise. A body dysmorphic disorder or body image disorder may also cause exercise addiction. Seems like extremes to me, but I think we've all heard of them. What, may you ask? Exercise is good for you, isn't it? Numerous studies have demonstrated the physical and emotional health benefits of regular exercise. It is essential for our well-being. Unlike many other addictive behaviours, we are encouraged to exercise more. However, there is such a thing as exercise addiction, and it can have harmful consequences. So what are the characteristics of exercise addiction? Well, there are several that have been recognised that distinguish healthy regular exercise from exercise addiction. Firstly, exercise addiction is maladaptive. What that means is instead of improving a person's life, it causes problems. Exercise addiction can threaten health, causing injuries, physical damage due to inadequate rest, and in some instances, particularly when occurring with an eating disorder, malnutrition and other problems. Secondly, it is persistent. So an exercise addict exercises too much and for too long without giving the body a chance to recover. We all overexert ourselves on occasion and usually rest afterwards. But people with exercise addiction exercise for hours every day, regardless of fatigue or illness. Now that is bad. As the individual's principal way of coping with stress, they experience anxiety, frustration, or emotional discomfort if they are unable to do so. Here's a confession. I exercise virtually every day of my life. Some of it could be just walking or cycling 10 minutes to work. And oh no, I really am an addict because I cycle home again as well. Oh, the shame. So there's a lot of confusion and controversy about exercise addiction. Exercise addiction is probably the most contradictory of all the addictions. As well as being a widely promoted health behaviour, important for the prevention and treatment of a range of ailments, and I've done videos of that in the past, exercise can be an effective part of treatment for other mental health problems. And there is a link to a video up there, or is it there? I can't remember. Exercise is even promoted as part of a complete program of recovery from other addictions, which is true. It forms part of new and effective approaches to treating mental health problems, which commonly co-occur with or underlie addictions such as depression and borderline personality disorder. It's understandable how some are confused by how exercise could be an addiction itself. Like other behavioural addictions, exercise addiction is a controversial idea. Many experts balk at the idea that excessive exercise can constitute an addiction, believing that there has to be a psychoactive substance that produces symptoms, such as withdrawal, for an activity to be a true addiction. Although there is considerable research showing the exercise releases endorphins, which are actually opioids naturally made by the body. Excessive exercise causes tolerance to the hormones and neurotransmitters released. These physiological processes are often not considered comparable to other substance addictions. Exercise addiction is currently classified under behavioral addiction in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, called DSM-5, which is the gold standard for the diagnosis of mental disorders and published by the American Psychiatric Association. A recent study published in the journal Eating and Weight Disorders, Studies on Anorexia, Bulimia and Obesity, found that rates of exercise addiction are nearly 4 times greater in adults displaying signs of an eating disorder. How is exercise addiction like other addictions? Well, there are several similarities, allegedly, between exercise addiction and drug addiction, including effects on mood, tolerance and withdrawal. Neurotransmitters and the brain's reward have been implicated in exercise and other addictions. For example, dopamine has been found to play an important role in overall reward systems, and regular excessive exercise has been shown to influence parts of the brain involving dopamine. Who doesn't feel great after exercise? Like other addictive substances and behaviors, exercise is associated with pleasure and social, cultural or subcultural desirability. People who develop exercise addiction tend to be inflexible in their thinking, similar to people with other addictions, and this can reinforce the pattern of addiction by helping them to exercise regularly. Research shows that even people at high risk of developing exercise addiction are supported in exercising by family and friends. What's the difference between healthy fitness and exercise addiction? Well, according to one study, there are only 8% of gym users meet the criteria for exercise addiction, and in another, only 3%. So, very low figures anyway. In the classic pattern of addiction, exercise addicts increase the amount of exercise to re-experience feelings of escapism or the natural high that they had previously experienced with shorter periods of exercise. They report withdrawal symptoms when they are unable to exercise and tend to go back to high levels of exercise after a period of abstinence and control. 3% of gym users feel that they cannot stop exercising. So what's my thoughts on this? Well, I love exercise and I do it, but there's no way I would consider myself addicted to it. I don't feel the need to have to do it all day, every day, or for hours on end. While many reasons for exercising are shared amongst exercisers, whether they are addicted or not: health, fitness, weight management, body image and stress relief, exercisers who are not addicted cite other reasons that exercise addicts do not share, such as social enjoyment, true, relaxation and time alone. People at risk of exercise addiction have difficulties in other areas in their lives that drive them to exercise to dangerous levels. They feel strongly that exercise is the most important thing in their life. It's an important thing in my life, but it's not the most important thing in my life. And they use exercise to express emotions including anger, anxiety and grief, and to deal with work and relationship stress. We all have those now and again. Some know that their excessive exercise has caused conflict with their family members. There you go. A central function of exercise addiction is the sense of control over mood, the body and the environment. that exercise provides. It also provides a sense of structure. Well, I have structure because I like to exercise at a particular time of the day, mostly in the morning. So again, I do like structure, but I'm not addicted. Ironically, as with other addictions, the attempt to exert control eventually leads to a loss of control over the ability to balance the activity with other priorities in life. People who are addicted to exercise tend to miss out on family, social and work events, or tend to neglect work, school or personal responsibilities because of the need to exercise. Now that really is extreme. I found a newspaper article from the BBC from 2019 from a lady called Nicola Kelly. Here's a picture of her here. She says, "When I run, I feel like I'm achieving something. I'm getting faster, stronger. It's like a series of small victories." 10 years ago, she began jogging to improve her fitness and signed up for a 3-mile run, followed by 10-kilometer races, then a marathon. But soon she was getting up early each morning to train and prioritizing sport above all else. She started to realize that exercise controlled her rather than her controlling the exercise. And then it became an obsession for her. It had a big impact on her work, family, every aspect of her life. Over time, exercise became unhealthy. And she goes on and on about more about it damaging relationships, and that people basically saw her as crazy. Now that is a true addiction. Me personally, I'm nowhere near that, and I don't know anyone who is. So for all my YouTube friends and for everyone watching this, what's your opinion of exercise addiction? Do you know anyone who's been actually addicted to exercise and it is, if not ruined their life, it's changed their life and it's controlled their life? If people are at that stage of it, then they really need to do the seek out. I've always said that exercise should be enjoyable and it should be fun and it should be just a part of your overall health and fitness and well-being. So comment below. Let me know what you think about exercise addiction. Please watch some of my other videos. It takes a long time to research these kind of things. And if you give it a thumbs up and share it, then I would be really, really appreciative. Until the next time, see you again soon.